The Japan series is all done with, just waiting on the award winners to be announced, and then we put the 2022 season behind us. Then starts a busy offseason with some big names making the leap across the Pacific. Short video today. I was working on something else, but then realized I didn't have enough information for it. So this was a last minute idea. Just something that's being talked about that I'd like to give my thoughts on. Since the end of the Japan series, the biggest news has been that Orix Buffalo's outfielder Masataka Yoshida, the best hitter in Pacific League this year, has requested to be posted by the team so he can pursue a major league contract. That doesn't mean he will be posted. The team can always say no, like the SoftBank Hawks have done with Kodai Senga for years now. The last word I got was that Orix is going to attach conditions to his posting. Not sure what those conditions are right now. The time certainly seems right for Yoshida to be posted. He led Pacific League in OPS during the regular season. Didn't hit so well in the postseason, but he did deliver the walk-off two-run blast in Game 5 of the Japan series, helping the Buffaloes to their first championship in 26 years. Simply put, he's got nothing left to prove. Time to take it to the next level. So if he does go to MLB, how will he do? My guess is good. Not great, but good. We never know for sure, of course. Some players adapt well to Major League play, others struggle with it, but we can usually make a pretty good guess. The most recent position player to make the jump from NPB to MLB was Seiya Suzuki. Naturally, Yoshida's going to be compared with him. Suzuki was Central League's best hitter a year ago. He signed with the Chicago Cubs and did all right in his first year. From 2021 with the Hiroshima Carp to 2022 with the Cubs, his batting average dropped from .317 to .262, on-base percentage from .433 to .336. Disappointing numbers when you consider what he did the year before in Japan, but still respectable. The biggest drop came in his power numbers. Slugging was down from .639 to .433. He went from hitting a home run once every 3.5 games to hitting one once every 8 games. And we've seen that with other hitters too. Power numbers just don't translate very well, so it was expected. Yoshida has some power too. 21 homers, 28 doubles, .561 slugging. Not as impressive as Suzuki's numbers from the year before, but still really good. And that was just a compliment to his main strength, which is hitting the ball and getting on base. He batted .335 with a league-leading .447 on-base percentage. That's better than what Suzuki had. So looking at that, you could assume that Yoshida will be the same quality hitter in MLB that Suzuki was in his first Major League season. Different kind of hitter, but same quality overall. Couple reasons to believe he might not live up to that expectation though. One is that he's missed some time in the last 2 seasons with injuries. If he's getting to the point where he's going to spend time on the IL every year, it'll be really hard for him to adjust to the Major League level of play. However, from 2018 to 2020, he didn't miss any time, so he had a reputation as a durable player that could get out there every single day while being one of the league's best hitters. Then he dealt with some injuries. Another thing is that he's 29 and will turn 30 in his first Major League season. Suzuki was 27 when he began playing with the Cubs. 2 or 3 years doesn't seem like a big difference, but it is when you're making the jump from NPB to MLB. The younger you are, the easier it is to adapt, usually. One argument in Yoshida's favor over Suzuki is that he had to go up against Pacific League pitching, which is tougher overall than Central League pitching. That would mean that Yoshida being the number 1 hitter in Pacific League means more than Suzuki being the best hitter in Central League, and maybe Yoshida's numbers will translate better than Suzuki's did. It's true that Pacific League has always been known as the better league for pitchers. Darvish, Tanaka, and Otani were all Pacific League products. And this offseason, Kodai Senga heads to MLB, where he will no doubt be a strong addition to some teams' rotation. But it should be noted that the very best starting pitcher in Pacific League was Yoshinobu Yamamoto, a teammate of Yoshida's, which meant that Yoshida was able to put up those numbers while not having to face the best arm in the league. And when someone brings up the differences between Central and Pacific Leagues, it's natural to look at the last hitter from Pacific League to take his talents to MLB, and that was Shogo Akiyama. His time in MLB did not go so well. From his last NPB season in 2019 with the Cebu Lions to his first Major League season in 2020 with the Cincinnati Reds, his average dropped from .303 to .245, on-base percentage from .392 to .357. That's about the same drop in batting average that Suzuki experienced, but Akiyama was able to draw walks at about the same rate in MLB as he had in Japan. Doesn't sound too bad until you look at the power numbers. In his last NPB season, he hit 20 home runs in 143 games. In his 2 Major League seasons combined, he played in 142 games and hit 0 home runs. Also in 2021, his average fell to .204, on-base percentage down to .282, and he never played at the Major League level again. But there are good reasons to believe that Yoshida will have better luck than Akiyama did. We have to bring up the age again. Akiyama was 32 when he first took the field for the Reds, 3 years older than Yoshida will be. Not only that, his debut came in the crazy COVID season of 2020. A lot of players had bad seasons. The routines were all messed up, having to start the season in the middle of summer. Most recovered after that, but for Akiyama, trying to step up to the major league level at age 32, trying to get comfortable playing under those circumstances, maybe it was something he just couldn't recover from. Yoshida shouldn't have the same problem. All signs point to a normal schedule in 2023. Another thing is that Yoshida is at the top of his game now. Akiyama was not when he made the jump. His best year came in 2015, and yes, he was one of the league's best hitters at that time, but it was 5 years later when he decided to head over to North America. Still a best 9 player in his last NPB season, but his best days were behind him. So if Yoshida's going to be a successful hitter in MLB, now's the time to go. Next year might be too late. Basically, all I wanted to say here is that I think Masataka Yoshida is more likely to be another Seiya Suzuki, rather than another Shogo Akiyama. That's all I've got to say about that. And what does this mean for the Buffaloes? They just won the Japan Series, and now they've got to give up their best hitter. That'll sting a little, but it's better than losing their best pitcher. They'll still have the league's best starting pitcher, and they have one of the best pitching staffs in NPB. That will not change. As for the hitting, it's pretty amazing that they've won 2 consecutive Pacific League titles without any good foreign hitters. 2 years in a row they've been disappointed with the batch of imports they've received. Their luck's got to change eventually. Maybe they'll get a decent foreign hitter like every other team has. One that can hit 20 home runs, or bat 300, or something. And maybe Sugimoto will shake off a disappointing 2022 and get back to his 2021 production. Those 2 things happen and they can easily make up for Yoshida's departure, and they'll still have some of the best pitching in Pacific League. So another pennant, another Japan Series title, could easily happen. So how do you think Yoshida will do if he ends up in Major League Baseball? What team do you think he might end up with? And how do you think it will affect the Buffaloes losing their best hitter? Let us know in the comments. Anyway, that's all for this one. Until next time, this is Baseball International. See ya.